This is TWiT.
The other part of the results were had to do, at least that a lot of people were, kind of writing about, had to do with a comment that Sundar Pichai, CEO of the company, made about the company's hardware division. Said in Q4 we set an all-time quarterly sales record for Pixel. This came in spite of an extremely challenging supply chain environment. So internally, we don't actually know if the Pixel 6 is their best-selling Pixel device yet. We've still got the rest of the year of sales for it to get there. But Google sounds pretty happy with the performance that it has received, and I'm kind of not surprised either if the performance was good. Google was very vocal in the beginning about its plan to market the heck out of this device. Prior to it even being officially announced, there was a lot of energy and excitement about it. It's a very different looking piece of hardware, so it's really easily identifiable when you go into a carrier store. A number of reasons why it would do better than their other Pixels, but doesn't hold a candle to, any of the other major hardware players. Let's be honest. Google is not the next Samsung here with their Pixel.
And it's too heavy.
And it's too
premium, Miss Stacey. It's premium, not heavy.
Yes.
It's too heavy for my delicate floppy wrists. Look, it has damaged me forever.
Yeah, you got rid of it, right?
How is your wrist, by the way?
I did get rid of it, and my arm is getting better, but is still not great.
Still hasn't recovered from the Pixel 6.
Wow.
It wasn't the Pixel 6. I got some shots in a tendon last week.
Oh, okay. All right.
But that did not, the Pixel 6 did not help my arm beforehand for the reason I needed the shots. So
sue them.
No. Instead I bought a Pixel 5, and I'm so sad. I do not like that phone at all.
You don't? Oh, I'm sorry.
Maybe it's a 5. Is it a 5A? No, it's a 5. It's the 5A. No, I got the 5. I had to buy it used.
Yeah.
And what don't you like about it?
Exciting. I still have the camo case on it. I don't like that it doesn't have a phone jack. It's just a boring, not very exciting. It's like a meh phone. It just feels I upgraded, but I didn't really upgrade.
No. It's kind of
the 6 felt like an upgrade
until the next.
The 6 felt like an upgrade, but it was an upgrade I literally could not hold for very long. So I literally could not use it. So it was, it's kind of how I feel like when you go buy a car and all they've got is SUVs, and you're like, but I just want a car.
I wish I'd gotten the 6, not a 6 Mondo. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wonder about that too. I mean, I do really love having a telephoto. So that's kind of the primary reason that I want the 6 Pro, because I have a lot of moments where I want to use a telephoto and I don't want a digital zoom. If it wasn't for that, I probably would be absolutely fine with the 6. I think the 6, it was probably the better value all around. Yeah, between the two. But and then there's the ants of the world who all this kind of doesn't matter. It's just kind of a craptastic device. It sounds like you've been
no. The device is
he hates
fine.
Android 12.
Oh, it's the Android 12. That's right. The device is okay. But at what point do you find any sort of confusion separating the device from the OS? Because I don't know. Through my experience, they're so intrinsically kind of connected to a certain degree. The Pixel.
I just think back to my previous the previous phones that I've worked with or what have you, and the OS got out of the way. The phones were not necessarily rated to be the best of the best kind of thing, but it didn't matter because the operating system allowed me to do whatever it was I needed to do. Where here with Android 12, up until this last update, it was a buggy mess. Everything was just a flat out mess. Any type of navigation, the freezing and crashing, and it wasn't good. It's better now, but it's still not quite perfect.
Yeah. Yep. I don't think you're alone as far as.
But I'm glad they're selling because they'll make more of them, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, there's been some leaks and some kind of details getting out there about the next A series, the Pixel 6a, sometime in May. It's going to have, it's going to be a different A series phone. From my understanding, it's going to kind of follow the design aesthetic of the 6, which makes sense, right? They'd want to kind of keep that.
So it'll be heavy.
That family line. Well, that's a good question. No, actually, because like, are the materials going to be glass or is it going to be plastic? Or some, which is what they've done on the A series prior, is kind of go for a more plastic design instead of the glass, and that might reduce some weight. Is it going to be smaller? Like, I don't really know the answer. We don't have the answers to those.
All
yet,
of this stuff is good and interesting or whatever, but I just wish Google would prioritize just core functionality of that operating system. There's been a lot of talk about this update, like this widget's going to do this and this service will do that. This AI service will do that for you on the cloud and yada, yada, yada. But yet just swiping through is a pain in the butt because it hangs so often or crashes so often. Fix the core functionality before you get into all of your bells and whistles.
Yeah.
What is it? Mine doesn't crash. What is it you tend to? Is it photographic stuff that makes it crash?
Well, this was before the update, but just swiping from the tray back up to your main screen, or even going to the what's that feed all the way to the left, the news feed thingy, swiping over to that
or whatever it is.
Yeah, and even launching stories out of that would crash it. You're trying to get me to read this stuff, and you won't let me read it because it's just constantly crashing. But that's way better now. Now I'm just seeing, I still see some Bluetooth toggles off here and there, but nowhere near as much as I used to. So I'm not even going to sweat that right now because that may be me doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, and what's so frustrating too is when you're talking about a device like the Pixel 6, is not everybody has the same experience, right? Even when you're talking about software and hardware inconsistencies or frustrations that one person has, when I experience something, it feels like this should be something that everybody that also has this phone has also experienced, but that isn't ever the case, right? Like there's a number of people that never experience that. Yeah. And so so then you're left, questioning what you just said. Like, well, maybe it's just me and how I'm using my phone. But at the end of the day,
you're being gaslit by a phone.
I know, exactly.
Even
your
down
Bluetooth
to
should just work.
Even down to the whole fingerprint scanner thing and how much of an uproar that caused. I did see improvement on it after that update. Good. So they worked on it. They just need to continue to work on that stuff a little bit more and prioritize just core functionality. Make sure you can actually use the dadgum phone before you start making it all cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that'll never happen.
Yeah.
Cute is what sells. I get it. That's what sells.
Because they've got
cute
so many
or
different
giant heavy slabs of glass. Sure.
Jeez, I've got to figure out. I'm not the grumpy one today. Two of you are grumpy like crazy. Wow.
I'm not grumpy.
Yeah, you
I'm
are about
cheery.
giant heavy slabs of glass. Oh yeah. You're grumping. You're doing the floppy wrist complaint here.
The floppy wrist complaint.